Meanwhile, the left is in a rage over this process. There's nothing they can do about it. Just like there's nothing we're going to be able to do about it if they if they pack the court, if they rework and fundamentally transform the Supreme Court by adding justices. Something hasn't been done in, I think, a century and a half. FDR tried to do it. There was such a pushback, he abandoned the idea. But it's called packing the court. And Biden is literally on record as saying he doesn't think you deserve to know if he's going to do it or not. This is actually said by the Democrat nominee for president 3 weeks before the election.
Sir, I've got to ask you about packing the courts. And I know that
Sure.
You said yesterday you aren't going to answer the question until after the election. But this is the number one thing that I've been asked about from viewers in the past couple of days.
Well, you've been asked by the viewers who are probably Republicans who don't want me continuing to talk about what they're doing to the court right now.
Well, sir, don't the voters deserve to know?
No, they don't. I'm not going to play his game. He'd love me to talk about, and I've already said something on court pack. He'd love that to be the discussion instead of what he's doing now. He's about to make a pick in the middle of an election. First time it's ever been done. First time in history it's ever been done.
No, they don't deserve. You heard him say, no, you don't deserve to know if they're going to add justices to the Supreme Court. Let me ask you a direct question. Nobody's smarter than you. Lots of other shows love the same authors and the same talking heads over and over again. Me, I like your perspective. I think I've got my finger on the pulse of America in the way very few radio shows do. I truly, truly get a good idea of what this country believes because this show is so caller-driven. So I'm going to flat out ask you, do you think this packing the court is a big motivator for people to go vote? Are Democrats motivated to get a liberal majority back on the Supreme Court and fundamentally transform one of the branches of government? Or is this one of those in the weeds? Because I truly don't know, and I want to get your assessment of it. Is this an in the weeds sort of political, academic exercise, or is this a really big deal to the average voter? Is this as big a deal as I think it is, as it should be? This is where it matters. This is why a lot of people pull the lever for Donald Trump, but at least that's the conventional wisdom. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe you pulled the lever for Donald Trump because you just like the way he fights and the way he upsets the apple cart and the way he takes on the establishment. Maybe you just like, I don't know. I really would love to get your take on how crucial it is that Democrats not be allowed to add 4 or more liberal justices to the United States Supreme Court. 1-800-655-MIKE, our toll-free number. Call, text, let me know, because I'm interested in whether or not you think this will drive people to the polls and help propel Trump and the Republicans to victory 3 weeks from tomorrow. 1-800-655-MIKE. Meanwhile, New York Daily News cover today. Wildfire of anger. Activists gearing up for the November 3rd showdown. Listen to what the New York Daily News says. After President Trump won in 2016, Americans from all walks of life flooded the streets of New York and other major cities to demonstrate their discontent. The country ain't seen nothing yet. If Election Day 2020 ends with an uncertain outcome or Trump is perceived to throw the fairness of the process into question, say activists and legal observers. Organizer Carlene Pinto told the Daily News, I want to see hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers taking to the streets nonviolently to hold space to set the tone against propaganda and toward patience for an outcome that's just and equitable. Get ready. You better get ready. You better hunker down. 800-655-MIKE, 26 past the hour. Off and running to your phone calls. I'm real curious as to whether or not you think this Supreme Court packing issue is going to be a major motivator to drive people to the voting booth on November 3rd. Right or left.